Hello and welcome. What if I told you there's this vibrant, beautiful world just teeming with life that, believe it or not, most of us walk right past every single day without even noticing? It's a world that's hiding in plain sight, and today we're going to learn how to see it.
So when you hear the word birdwatching, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For a lot of people, it's probably someone with some fancy, expensive binoculars trekking through a really dense, remote forest. That's the common idea for sure. But is that the only way?
Not even close. This incredible world is literally right outside your door. It's in the branches of the trees in your neighborhood park. It's perched on the power lines right above your street. And yeah, it's even flitting right past your window. Your journey can start exactly where you are, right now.
Okay, so let's just clear this up. The common myth is that you need all this expensive gear and you have to be some kind of expert. The simple reality? All it really takes is a little spark of curiosity. Seriously, this isn't about planning some big expedition. It's just about noticing the magic that's already happening in your daily life.
Now that we've kind of established that, hey, anyone can be a bird watcher, anywhere, who are the birds we're actually likely to see? Come on, let's meet a few of the charming feathered neighbors you might run into on any given day.
First up, we have a true tiny marvel, the enigrata, or as it's known in English, the long-tailed tit. And when I say tiny, I mean it. These birds are unbelievably small, almost like a little ball of fluff with a tail. They're an absolute delight to spot.
And what a perfect description, right? It's not an exaggeration either. When you see one, you'll totally get it. They are so round and so fluffy that they genuinely look like little pieces of cotton candy just zipping through the trees.
So how do you find one? Well, your best bet is actually to use your ears first. Just listen for their soft, really high-pitched chee-chee-chee calls. They often travel in these lively little groups, following each other from tree to tree in a single-file line, almost like a tiny feathered convoy. It's pretty cute.
All right, let's move on to our next neighbor. This is a bird that's a bit more bold, and honestly, a lot easier for beginners to find. The shujukara, or as we call it, the great tit. Here's the key thing to look for. The dead giveaway. That sharp black stripe running right down their yellow belly. It really does look like a tiny necktie. Once you spot that, you'll be able to identify them instantly, every single time.
Their personality is what makes them so perfect for new birdwatchers. They are just bursting with energy, constantly hopping from branch to branch. Plus, they're not particularly shy. You can often get a pretty good look at them without them immediately flying away.
And for our final bird today, we've got one that's a little more of a challenge to find, but oh, the reward for your patience is so worth it. This is the rurabitaki, or red-flanked bluetail. The males have this brilliant electric blue color that's, well, it's truly unforgettable.
As beautiful as their feathers are, their song, that's what's truly magical. Hearing that clear, pure melody echoing through the woods on a quiet morning, it's just one of those experiences that really stays with you.
Now, unlike that super busy great tit, this bird has a much calmer vibe. Your best chance to see one is to just scan the low branches in wooded areas, especially if you're near a stream or a pond. They'll often just be sitting there, super quiet. A little bit of patience is definitely your best tool for spotting this one.
Okay, so we've met our cast of characters. The next big question is, how do we actually watch them without, disturbing them? It really all comes down to being a polite and respectful guest in their world.
It's all about three really simple things. First, just move slowly and quietly. Any sudden movements will probably send them flying. Second, try to blend in a bit by wearing natural, earthy colors like green or brown. And finally, and this is the most important, always keep a respectful distance. The whole point is to see them in their natural state, not to become a part of their day.
A common question is, when is the best time to go birdwatching? And the fantastic answer is, there's really no bad time. Every season offers something totally unique. In spring, you'll see all the nesting and courtship stuff. Summer is packed with active parents feeding their young. Autumn brings that amazing spectacle of migration. And in winter, the trees are bare, which makes spotting birds easier than ever. There's always a new chapter of their lives to see.
So we've covered the who, the where, and the how. But that brings us to the most important question of all, why do it? What's the real benefit of just pausing for a moment to look up at the trees?
And this really gets the heart of it. In our world that's constantly buzzing and full of stress, just taking a few minutes to focus on something so simple and natural can be incredibly grounding. It's almost like a mini meditation that pulls you out of your own head and right into the present moment.
Ultimately, what this all comes down to is pretty simple. You don't need fancy gear, you don't need an expert guidebook, and you definitely don't need a trip to a national park. You already have the only tools you truly need to begin. It's all about making that simple decision to just pay attention.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. The next time you're walking somewhere, maybe to work or to the store or just back home, just take a second, pause, look up into the trees and listen. You might be really surprised by who's been waiting there to meet you all along.